Okay, so we're going to start with downtime like we always do. And yeah, we need to figure out our main questions for downtime are kind of how you guys came together. And we can start in a few places, I think. We can start in Cezanne, the City of Colors, where Gorrlin lives, right? We can start in Fatalia, which is a small town on the outskirts of the swamp. Well, I think it'd be best to start with one of those two places, because part of our adventure is going to be getting to the Frogmen.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, this is the same. Like, if we start in stun, you get a free weapon from me, basically. Any normal weapon, I can make something for you, as like a down payment or proof of faith. More gratitude, more likely. If you
Yeah.
want to start, yeah, if you want to start closer to the swamp already, as well as it's like a Sistani trade outpost there, or a place that trades with system. So it's also a nice place to start, close to the action. But in Seston, we can get more information. I'm not very good at it, so it's gonna
Nah,
be
I know all about the swamp. You ain't go worry about the swamp knowledge. I got that. Um, yeah, I don't really care. Um,
Well, let's do our downtime and just see kind of where we end up then.
yeah.
Um,
If you want, we can roll for it.
I
No,
mean,
I'm-
if you wanna do in Saison, we can just start in Saison. It's fine with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have a preference or an opinion, so.
well, let's start. Let's have downtime with. Let's start with Gorrlin. Gorrlin's got neat stuff.
Oh yeah.
So Gorrlin, you've passed the trials. You've become a color dancer. And you work in the forge.
Come
Or
on, I'm
the-
a teacher, man. Don't bring me down like this. I'm a teacher here.
That's
yeah?
right. That's right. What's a job? You worked there.
Man, I'm management, yeah. I have basically a white shirt by now.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're considered a full member of the Color Dancers, but you've taken on the mantle of Forge Master. You can spend your downtime in the temple, it costs you no coins, and you basically roll as if living in a civilized inn. And, in addition, you can choose any simple weapon or adventuring gear to add to your inventory at no cost, because you make knickknacks, right?
Nice.
But you must spend your first hold bolstering, guiding others in your unique wisdom.
Sounds like a good trade.
Yeah, so I'm sure you've read all the handout. You can do other stuff with it, but yeah, if you're gonna,
There's more?
oh yeah. You have a
my-
+1 to recruiting hirelings, with the protector skill. Because color dancers, right? You've got soldiers in training all around you, and you have access to the Fire Soul Forge. So when you killed Sethlar, the Burning Spear, and put his burning heart into your forge, it's considered a place of power, imbued with the strange fire essence that consumed the body of Sethlar and granted him unnatural life. He can forge any sort of mundane weapon or gear there, but will need help from a proper wizard or arcanist to unlock whatever magical power may be residing in the soul of fire that empowers the forge now. That could be future goals, whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about some things, but okay. So first one, I think I might recruit some help then. Mm,
Sure.
I yeah.
Let's roll the civilized in first. So you're going to need to roll plus charisma.
Okay. 1 second. And no, naked roll.
Okay, a 3.
Nice.
So a 3 is
XP.
XP.
Starting strong.
You're well rested and ready to embark, so nothing notable either way. Staying in such a fine place. But you have 2 hold, so you can use those however you'd like. Your first one has to be to bolster for guiding others in your wisdom. So
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna start instructing them on first my point of view of the world. That's a very wonderful thing. And yeah, definitely. Totally teaching the kids. Is there any
so
no's in my school?
no, definitely not. But
Oh, we're gonna change that.
I'm going to ask you your barbarian question based on that.
Okay. Well, there's a very important cosmetical change that happened.
Oh,
Remember that I said that my body was like full of scars but hidden by fur? Well, as it happened, I got burned a few times. I
true.
actually died of burning. Got back miraculously to life. I don't have any fur anymore. Like I have a very thin fur growing back, so I look like the most horrifying thing you've ever seen. Like there's scars crisscrossing my whole body. Like, can I have? I lost an eye to the fire, man. I lost a fucking eye.
okay.
Like I'm a one-eyed gnome now.
Or you got a sweet eye patch.
Oh yeah. Uh, I'm yeah. I wear like temple robes and stuff. I try to use no shirt, like just the bottom part more often, like one of those samurai kind of trousers.
Okay.
Mm, yeah. That's me. Make a naked, no, basically,
Okay.
and really scarred. Really scarred.
So, Gorlin, I've got a question for you. It's kind of a 2-part question. The things that you're teaching the students. Well, okay. So let me ask you this: Have you really started teaching them to forge weapons and things? Are you doing that yet, or do you have like a
No, the way that I do is like everybody. Like you start teaching that, like for the ones that are like there to learn, like everybody else, like normal people. The trouble students, you try to guide them spiritually. It's not a very good guidance from a no. It's like the aggressive ones, the shy ones, you try to push them towards this. Like you have to learn this. That's the enemy now. Your lack of knowledge, your lack of like this issue that you have now that you don't want to learn or whatever. That's an issue. You have to be destroyed, crush it, bend it to your will, kind of deal.
okay? Then you have to crush your lack of knowledge. um. Okay, tell me, what's one way that the Knolls taught you to crush the lack of knowledge? Not one that you're using now, but one that maybe you were using at first, right? But then the color dancers had to have a chat with you. You know, you can't quite do it that way. That's a little too harsh. These aren't the Badlands. So what's a technique that you learned in the Bloodfang Badlands, that you learned to do there, that was like crush your knowledge and it was brutal, that you've had to change and adapt so that it's acceptable for where you live now?
Well, there's no tying up. There's a lot of tying up in the Badlands. It's kind of interesting. Uh, like if somebody don't pay attention to things, you put like a painting in front of him and tie him up. After like 2 days, I had to untie all my students, like the bad ones. I mean, not everybody. I'm not a monster. They said I cannot tie them up anymore. Cannot slap them with the books. Like all this silly stuff.
And so how have you adapted that? What do you do now instead of tying them up that tries to get the same point across?
Oh, just isolate them from the group in a little more humane way. Uh, give them less rations instead of starving them out. This kind of stuff.
Okay, so it's just toned down.
Yeah, a little bit.
How do you
Or you want to know something that I cannot do at all? We don't maim more students, if that's what you want to know. We don't maim students, yeah? Just beat them up.
I'm sorry, you said you don't name the students?
No, don't maim. We don't cut bits off. Yeah?
Is that something that
If
they
you-
did in the Badlands? They cut bits off?
Hell yeah,
if-
man.
Of course. If you
Okay.
see like a gnu with a short tail, he was a very bad gnu. They cut
Okay.
bit by bit, yeah?
So you haven't done that at all?
No, nobody have a tail.
Nobody have a tail. Okay.
Kobolds notch ears. That's what we do.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. Nobody has a tail.
You savages.
All right. So then, mark your XP.
Ooh.
Take your bolster for dispensing wisdom, and you have 1 hold to spend.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I think I know exactly what I'm looking for. I heard that the color dancers, or the religion there, some people call the followers of Munshi, or the scribes of Munshi, or the followers of Munshi the scribe.
Yeah.
It's like basically it's people that study the divine.
Yeah.
Can I get one of these that can fight?
Sure, I think that's not out of the question.
Because if we're gonna go to a place that's kind of unknown, I think studying the religion is a very good way to like put them in the charts of civilization.
Yeah. Okay. So are you you are recruiting then,
Yeah.
for sure. Let me just grab my recruiting move here. See if I can remember what all the things are. It's alphabetical. Here we go. All right, recruiting. Are you gonna make your pay generous?
Define generous.
Well, wandering into monstrous territory, generous would be defined as 55 coins, I think.
Well, what about? I have some bits and bobs here. I have some gemstones.
How much are those gemstones worth? Do you know?
No, never got it checked. Who cares about it, man?
Where did you get
This
these
is
gemstones from?
Shiny. Basically, a gem cutter gave it to me. An elf guy. Very nice guy.
Oh,
Very
right.
nice guy.
I don't really know how much those are worth. I think it's
But
worth.
I think
Go ahead.
let's go in the barter way. I'm a savage. It's like it's a sack of gemstones for me. I offered this to them.
Okay. Yeah. I think they're gonna be worth at least 50 coins. So you're offering gemstones. You're putting your bag of gemstones on the line.
But that's just a down payment. I'm gonna give them a little more later.
Okay, good. That's another question, right?
So it's
So
not a share. It's not a share. We're not partners yet.
okay. So that still pay is generous. And do you make it known what you're setting out to do?
Oh yeah, exploring the wilderness.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell the whole deal. Let's visit the frog tribes. Let's see. Let's stir them up. Let's help them out. Come on,
And-
it's for Guaba, guys. Guaba.
Okay. Now, are these among the students of the color dancers?
No. The scribes of Munshi.
So
They
just
do follow the. They
Go ahead.
do follow the divine, but I'm not sure if they are part of the color dancers.
well, so well, you're still spending downtime there. Followers of Munshi, like that's an aspect of the divine. The color dancers totally worship the divine, right? There can be people there who ascribe to Munshi, right, and are color dancers also. But I think you may get a mix of both because this just has to do with being at the temple at all. Now you said you want them to be able to fight.
Yeah, just at least a bit, you know. I don't want like an old scribe like coming around with a cane and like, let's. What a beautiful butterfly. Let's sit down tired. Like, no. This is badass, hardcore, cowboy hat, all that.
Cowboy hat. Okay. Now, are you going to make it known that they'll get a share?
That depends on my partner.
I don't know. You don't know about him yet, I don't think.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
He gets a little bit more.
And do you have a useful reputation around these parts?
Perhaps.
I think you do. I think you have a really useful
Did it
reputation.
save the temple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a yes to everything.
And we're still gonna roll shit.
So now here's the question. Now you said you wanted to be able to fight. If you're looking for warriors, that's one thing. You get a +4. If you're looking for protectors, right, because of your temple home move, that'll be a +5.
Protector.
That's a good
Yeah.
call. Protectors, I think, are better than warriors anyway, as far as
Yeah.
buck goes.
Very small bonus. Protector can take the whole brunt of damage, you know.
Yeah.
All right, roll it up.
So 2d6 +5.
Yeah, that's a.
Too big to
Ooh,
fail.
My God, you still got a 9.
Yep.
So you'll have to settle for what you can get. I mean, I already know what this is. You don't get a follower of Munchie. None of them show up willing to go with you.
I knew cowards there. Cowards.
Yeah, you just don't get anybody showing up ready to do the job you're proposing. What you do get, word you do receive, is that there are. So during the attack on the temple, Sethlar, right, was the guard captain, and apparently he had been recruiting town guards, who were really just going to be rogues who attacked the temple, and that's what happened. So most of those guys died or are in jail now or whatever. So that left the fort completely undefended. they needed soldiers. So the Synod of Cezanne decided to strike a deal with a nearby city. The Empire, the Ostmon Empire, to the southeast. The Ostmon Empire is a large collection of cities, a human settlement mostly. They also worship the divine, though in a little different way. You don't really grasp the gritty details yet. But the Osman Empire, being an empire, has a lot of soldiers on hand. And they've recruited a number of mercenaries, a large mercenary force, like a foreign legion pretty much, to serve as the protectors of Cezanne now. And you could take one of them. You get word from like a messenger that they're willing to have a mercenary, an Ostmon mercenary, join you. In order to secure proper and good relations with the temple.
Oh yeah, I like that. I did some mercenary work myself. Nothing much else an orc can do. Very cheap to feed. They love us. We just no trouble at all to feed in times of war.
Okay, cool. So the guy you're gonna get, so he can fight. He can surely fight. What the heck is going on? Okay. Let me get a name for him here.
Filmat.
What was that name?
Filmat.
Filmat. Like this?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds exotic. You can put a PH, a Y, whatever, man.
Put a PH or Y. So his name is Filmat, and he is known as the Arcton. To you, that's really that's what he is termed as, right? That's the position he holds as a mercenary soldier. He is an Arcton. That's the Ostman word for this sort of foreign legionary warrior.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice.
he's going to be rather skilled, actually.
You want to keep it a secret?
No,
Like the
no,
stats?
God no. No. He's a bad dude. So, since you were looking for a protector, I think I'm not going to give you that. Well, no, I am. Because he's a tough guy. He would just die too fast, and it wouldn't be very good. And yeah. So he's a warrior, for sure. He's a warrior protector. And he's gonna have some loyalty. Roll. roll a d6 for me.
Very average, isn't it?
So he has 8 points. He doesn't have much loyalty toward you.
Good. He's clever. I like him.
But he's a bad man. He's going to be a level 4 warrior, a level 4 protector with 0 loyalty.
Mm.
And...
So like a quality mercenary, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And his desires are pretty straightforward. The first thing he wants is to make
System great again.
Make a name for himself
Mm.
as a mercenary.
We can work on that.
And the other thing he's going to want is to further the interests of the Ostman Empire. So there you go. Philmont, the Arcton.
Nice.
And what does he look like? He's a big dude, right? You meet up with this fella. I think you meet him at the fort. And the fort is now... You saw it before where it was sort of disheveled. And it was kind of falling apart, right? And the soldiers weren't dressed very well. They weren't equipped very well, right? Sethlar was recruiting brigands and run-amucks and roustabouts from the streets. These soldiers look quite a bit different. They are very well equipped. They have the finest gear. They are marching in formations. They look tough. They're not the scrawny street rats that Sethlar had running around that would just listen to whatever he said. These dudes look fierce and dangerous, and they look battle-hardened, right? They've got marks and scars, too. They've conquered foreign lands, and what kind of weapon does he use?
Scimitar?
Yeah.
Or maybe like...
Oh no, he totally uses like a partisan. That's basically just a scimitar on a stick.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's got a... Yeah.
It's got
Big-
those tassels on it, you know?
Yeah.
Feel me?
Big pole arm thing. And something else, Gorrlin. He's got a rifle.
What is that?
I want that.
It's like a club. Have a club.
It looks
Yo,
like a
how
club. You
What
see
is
some
that?
of them. You see some soldiers like marching around with them, and it looks like they have clubs, right? You're like, why are they holding their clubs so funny? And then you see a few of them line up and hold them all weird, like up to their shoulders, in a strange way, like you've never it's not even. What are they doing? And then all of a sudden, smoke and fire billows out from them, and like magic, targets across the way, 100 paces, explode and shatter.
Days.
Yeah.
What sort of necromancy is that? A magical club?
Yeah. So you learn that what they have, these things are called rifles. And he has one of those. And a horse, a big charger, right? This big sort of caramel colored horse. And he has like deep almond colored skin and this big black beard That's well trimmed. I mean, it's not like a big wizard's beard, right? It's pretty trimmed up close. And he needs a scar somewhere.
Come on, in the eye, man.
No, we already have a scar on the eye. We already did it. We already did the scar on the eye.
Across the face, like just on top of the nose, on the nose bridge.
Okay, yeah, like across. Okay, I can get behind that.
Come on, a few notches in the forehead as well.
Okay, you know what he's got? He's got a big, like, notched scar across his face, but then it looks like there's all these little scars, like, next to his cheek, right? As if something, like, splintered out and shot across his face. Right? He's totally got a rifle backfire scar.
Okay. Reliable magical club.
So, like, how mad are you gonna be if, by the end of this adventure, I kill him and take his rifle?
Not mad at all.
I mean, I don't care if you're mad, Justin.
Just, you can just like.
I'll wait till we're done, and then I'll take it. It'll be fine.
He's gonna fail. He's gonna fall by himself.
Yeah, right. But if he doesn't, I'm gonna murder him and take his gun.
On any fight, just remember you have a hireling. That's it. He's gonna die.
Yeah, I never remember that.
That's how they survive so much.
Yeah, and this is the rarest of all hirelings, warrior hirelings. He's a ranged warrior hireling, so check that shit out. All right, that's Philmont the Archton. So kind of tell me, like, how do you get along with this guy?
He's okay. He's very quiet.
Yeah.
Like always looking around him, very shady. We tell like stories of battle to each other. My battles were a bit smaller than his. You know, these Empire guys are always like on border skirmishes and stuff. So he has a lot of experience. I learn a bit from him. I show my scars to him. He gets a bit upset. He just have one. But I think like he likes too much order. He's very organized and stuff. I'm not there yet. So I think that's the conflict. I'm a bit wild to him.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
To his point of view, Justin, he's wrong.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult you.
He's wrong.
So,
No.
So, Chuck.
What?
It seems like we're going to end up in Cezanne, but...
You right.
We need to figure out about your downtime now.
Yeah, you right.
You could have wandered to Cezanne. You could have...
There's forest here.
Yeah.
Mountains.
Yeah, I think after the after the circus incident, me and Louis was going on a river vacation. And so yeah, I guess like we'll go upstream on that one river going away from the ocean. We'll hop over the mountains and float down the river to this lake deal. And bam, look, Cezanne's right there. Oh man.
Going on a river vacation with Louis.
Yeah. Some Huckleberry Finn shit.
Okay. I can hear the guitar in the background.
Yeah, exactly. See?
And the banjo.
We build a raft and everything.
Okay, so you don't hear about anything at first when you get here. I think you've been here for a little while. It's a good place to have a vacation, actually. Everybody's very welcoming, and they love to have a good throwdown and a party. People are a little creeped out by your alligator, but that's just because he's a 15-foot alligator all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah. What where are you gonna stay?
Wherever I want. I don't know, man. I guess just the normal inn, the common one.
The peasant or the civilized?
I guess the civilized one.
All right, that's 30 minus charisma coins.
So 30. Got you.
You have 15 charisma?
Oh, minus charisma, not the. Okay, no, hold on. Wait, is 30 minus charisma?
Yeah, minus your whole charisma score.
Oh, so it's okay. Got it. I can do math, I promise.
It's cool. It's whatever.
You just scared the shit out of me, man.
And yeah, roll plus charisma. All right, Chuckles.
Killing it.
XP.
I'll figure this out. So, yeah, you're well rested, ready to embark. Nothing spectacular or horrible happens to you.
Oh, good.
And you've got 2 hold for downtime actions.
Well, that's awkward. I want for nothing.
I want for nothing.
Wow. Yeah, I don't want to do anything. I guess I'll recruit. I don't have anything else to do with my time.
There's always bolster.
Yeah.
You can, if you have like a goal, you can like start researching for it.
I want to know like how the two of us are getting wrapped up together. I don't know if you have something.
Good question.
I think you hear once the Munchie followers of Munchie don't really bite on his offer to go kill worms in a swamp somewhere.
Yeah.
Word gets out on the street, right? Like Gorrlin's kind of famous right now. He's a hot ticket. He became a master color dancer and defeated Sethlar the Burning Spear, who was like a famous warrior in the town, right? And the legend is still brewing through the streets about how epic and metal as fuck their battle was, and it was metal as fuck. And then word starts getting around that he's looking for people to go with him to the Crescent Swamp, the most terrible of all places, where they breed mutant orcs, and goblins.
So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Then I guess I'll just look for Gorrlin because like swamp, goblins, orcs, like just check.
Yeah.
Things that Chuck wants to do right there.
Cool. So you hear all about his thing. So yeah, that's how you two will generally meet up.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, I think I'll recruit. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of help are you looking for?
So I guess I want to find a tracker, right? I want to find someone who knows the swamp.
Oh, yeah.
Cause I know swamp, but I want someone who knows that swamp.
Yeah, maybe if that goblin was still attached to the foot you have.
Yeah, Eli's a little duck queefy.
Are you going to pay them generously?
Yeah.
How much is that?
Uh,
Three
how,
sacks of peanuts.
the bare minimum that I have to pay to get that +1.
54 coins would be the minimum.
Okay, then yeah, I guess so.
It's exactly 50. It sounds like an odd number. If you make, do you make it known what you're setting out to do? Do you spread that through the streets?
Yeah, we was going to the swamp, going kill some worms and shit.
All right. Do you make it known that they'll get a share of whatever you find? Are you going to share the loot?
Yeah, within reason.
Okay, well, a share would be an equal cut.
What the fuck? Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. I'll be generous.
Okay. And do you have a useful reputation around these parts?
I got a big alligator.
That's not really useful if we've discussed.
Yeah.
But that's a +3. That's pretty good.
Yes,
It's gonna cost you a bunch of money, but it's pretty good.
Well, see, here's the thing about hirelings is you don't have to pay them if they get eaten by worms.
You've discovered the secret.
Oh, Skyless. I
Oh,
taught us so much.
our buddy's gonna get his pick of the litter.
Yeah.
So you're looking for a tracker. We're gonna give you 3 different kinds of trackers. You can, of course, recruit each of them. You'd have to pay each of them. But we'll give you a tracker warrior. A tracker burglar. And and a priest protector. I know the third one's not a tracker, but I'm changing my mind.
Yeah, you lied to me. But priest protector, that's pretty good.
All
I
three
like
of
that.
these, all three of these are arctons.
Okay. So they're all janissaries. Gotcha.
No,
I get it. I get it.
actually, they're not. We're not to that point yet.
Close enough. Okay, so personality-wise, are they all like the same as Filmat for the most part?
Or you remember that like armies usually have camp followers, like these people that are not attached to the army but they follow it, blacksmiths. All these
Yeah.
guys like that do maintenance as well. A
Uh,
lot of maintenance work.
in general, yeah, they'll be pretty similar to Philmont.
So between the two trackers,
Yeah.
it was a warrior tracker and a burglar tracker.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you said.
Sort of like a scout ranger type guy, right? Like a tough guy.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah. And then like a recon dude, like, sneak around and hide.
Rope protector priest.
I don't have any potions, yeah. Just so you know.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, me neither. I put my faith in the swamp. The swamp protect.
Fantastic.
I don't know. That's hard. We already have one protector. We already have one warrior protector. And there's this crazy Knoll, and I'm sure he can kill things real good. So I think it's between protector priest and the burglar tracker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that the burglar tracker rounds out our skill set a little more, so I guess I'll go with him or her.
Yeah, I think it is.
Don't discriminate.
I think she is. She is a she. And her name is Bamin. Bamin, the Arcton. So she's burglar tracker, 0 loyalty. Tracker 4, burglar 4. Also pretty tough.
Yeah, I think I only hire her because she's not phased by Louis at all. Like that's how the interview process goes. Is most people walk in, see the alligator, and walk out.
Yeah.
Those 3 walked in. 2 of them looked at the alligator. The other one didn't even. Was like, yeah, there's an alligator there, whatever. That's how Chuck's hiring process goes.
Her desires, and I want you to think of a physical like characteristic of her too, right? Like a scar or a mark or something that shows she's like battle worn.
Oh man, she's totally like missing some fingers.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna give her some warrior skill. I just want her to be a little bit of a warrior too, because it makes sense to me.
Sure.
Let me give her warrior 2. Okay, yeah, we're gonna continue the theme, right? Like she's missing a couple fingers on her right hand. She is missing like I think the pointer and the middle finger on her right hand.
Okay.
So she has learned. I think she has a weird like adapted rifle. With like a weird trigger grip that is actually depressed by like her pinky and ring finger.
Mm-hmm.
And her desires. She desires to venture into unexplored or forbidden areas. And she desires to further the interests of the Osman Empire. Bamin. Alright. And what's your second move? Your second action?
Come on, man.
Come on, spout lore or...
Oh yeah, I want to spout some lore. I got to move for that.
Nice.
Yeah, so like I guess I don't know, we can be like eating gumbo or something at the inn one night. I'll make the gumbo. Goblin gumbo.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, maybe one of the hirelings or someone asks like what I know about swamps. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how this goes down, I guess. I want to spout lore about the swamp.
I ask you, what do you know about swamps, orc boy?
Well, what do you know about swamps, Chucks? Are you going to say the first thing that comes to your mind? Go.
Well, now, what don't I know about swamps is the real question. And now let me tell you, in the swamp, there's these big gators, and I like kick Louis, and he doesn't even notice because he's a big ass alligator.
Yeah.
Really
and they
thick
got
skin.
these. they got these little bitty gators. They called the unigators. They got a little bump on their forehead between the eyeballs. They little, and I like hold my hands up like the size of a loaf of bread. But they real mean like, and they swim around in the bottom of little ponds and shit. And when little bunnies hopping around, go up to drink the water, and bam, these little gators they pop out and they grab them. But now I know that like right now, whatever the time of year is, it's they mating season, and they real aggressive in the mating season. And while they ain't real big, they got the little bitty sharp teeth, you know, get all in your skin, get it all dirty, and you almost guaranteed to get that infection when those little unigators they get at you.
All right, spout lore about unigators.
What is Chuck's intelligence?
It must be incredibly high to know all about unigators.
7.
Cool. Yeah, and one other thing to add on to that, to add on about unigators, is that they are prized as their meat is considered a delicacy among Ostmon people. And they have for a long time been trying to secure routes and deals into Fatalia to get access to the swamp.
Now that's gross.
It is gross. It's disgusting. It's horrible.
Now I have me my fair share a unigator gumbo, and they's all rubbery and chewy. Ain't no fun. Ain't no fun to eat the unigator.
Okay.
Louis here, and I'll kick him again. Be better eating than a unigator.
All right, let's. We're gonna take a break. And when we come back, we're gonna introduce our characters properly, and maybe write some bonds and discuss our goal and set out on the damned road.
Oh yeah. Road trip set, basically.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what it is. 5 minutes, y'all.